A former NFL player charged with first-degree murder in Ooltewah made his first appearance in a Hamilton County courtroom this morning. A judge had to decide whether or not Darron Lee would be granted a bond.
News 12's Nick Hill has Hamilton County District Attorney Cody Wamp is seeking the ultimate punishment in this case. Nick.
A Hamilton County Sheriff's Detective testified in this courtroom behind me on Wednesday morning the disturbing nature of the scene where Gabriela Perpetua was found dead. That led to the arrest of Darron Lee, who District Attorney Cody Wamp says has a pattern of violence. We do want to warn that some of the details in this story are disturbing.
Not only is he a danger to this community, he's a danger to communities in Ohio and Florida. I would argue that based on his convictions, he's a danger to women.
Those strong words from Attorney General Wamp capped off the bond hearing where we learn new details about the crime scene inside of the Snow Cone Way home. Hamilton County Detective Brian Lockhart described his response to that home after first responders became suspicious following attempted CPR on Perpetua.
The scene was in disarray. You walk in the door, there was boxes and just a lot of stuff in the living room. The deceased was in the living room floor laying on her back.
He went on to testify that she suffered numerous injuries including blunt force trauma and a stab wound. Detective Lockhart said that Lee had attempted to clean up the scene. However, investigators used Blue Star, a chemical agent that lights up blue when it comes into contact with residual blood.
Blue throughout the whole hallway. You could see drag marks. You could see drag marks into the bathroom that was glowing blue.
He testified that the pair were in a relationship and had just moved to Ooltewah from Florida 10 days before her death. District Attorney Wamp says that her office is weighing potentially prosecuting the death penalty in this case. She argued to Hamilton County Judge Torrey Smith that he should not be granted bond due to previous violent incidents in Florida and Ohio, and his refusal to notify those states he had moved to Tennessee.
But this is a case in which, Judge, the court can assume that if you were to make a bond in Tennessee, we know we would lose him to another state.
Lee was represented by public defender Mike Little, who argued that Lee should get a bond. Judge Smith ruled in favor of the prosecution, denying Lee that bond.
Bonds are set all the time to the jail for people charged with homicide or first-degree murder, and they have prior felonies, and they're not treated. This case is being treated differently.
The next step in this case will be the preliminary hearing held here in Judge Torrey Smith's courtroom. That is going to be held in March. Reporting from the Hamilton County Courts building, Nick Hill, News 12.